Okay. What's up, guys? Um, I'm Esther, or Jaden, whichever you want to call me, I guess. Uh, some people also call me T. Uh, I just felt like, kind of making a video because, um, a lot's gone on in my life, the past few years or so. Um, and things have just been very rough, I guess. Very rough for me, very rough for friends and family and stuff. And I'm just feeling like very, I don't know, conflicted, I guess, and just kind of stuck and lost, sort of. Um, so, um, couple, oh, no, not a couple years ago. Back in uh, 2000 and 23, March of 2023. It was just a random day, I guess, and I was just sitting down, just doing my usual thing, just relaxing, I guess, doing whatever friggin' bullshit, right? And next thing I know, my stomach just starts absolutely fucking killing me, and I have no idea why. And it was just it's just an experience that's really hard for me to even explain how it even freaking felt. It was in my belly button and all that crap. It was so painful and uncomfortable, and I just thought, oh, maybe there's just something stuck there. And so I was taking a shower and just scrubbing the crap out of it, seeing if there was anything there that maybe just got freaking stuck. And after taking that shower, didn't resolve the problem at all. The pain was still there. It was still really bad. I didn't know what the fuck was happening, really. And so I'm freaking out about it to my mom and my dad and stuff. And they were just like, oh, just take some fucking pain meds. So I took ibuprofen, and I tried my best to fucking calm down, and after a little bit it started to kind of calm down a little bit, the pain. And so I was like, I don't know what the fuck that was, but hopefully that never happens again. Well, I wasn't very lucky, I guess. The next day, it happened again, and the same painful ass reaction shit. And this time I decided I wanted to go to the hospital for it. And so I did, the emergency room, and they did an x-ray on me, and they came back and they said, well, it looks like you're just constipated. And I was like, oh, that's not that big of a deal, right? Freaking, I've dealt with that before. Everybody kind of deals with that at some point in their life, whether it's serious or not. So surely I can just get over it, right? Just take a laxative and just go, and everything will be fine. And so I went home, that's what I did. I don't remember what laxative I took, but I took something. Uh, and then like the next day, um, I went and I was like, oh, okay, so now the feeling's gone. I didn't really feel that horrible pain anymore, so I was really hoping that that was it. But of course, once again, I was not very lucky. Because after after that day of feeling like I got some sort of freaking relief, it came back again, the same fucking pain. So at that point, I was really starting to fucking get very scared and nervous. And so we'll go back to the hospital. And they did the same x-ray bullshit on me again. This time, they were like, we really don't see anything major happening. I mean, yeah, it looks like there's some crap in you, but like, it's nothing like before where you were packed or whatever. We don't really see a whole lot going on. So we don't really know why you were feeling this way. And that's when I started seeing my stomach doctor and all that shit again to try to figure it out. And they assumed that maybe it was IBS or IBD. And so she prescribed me, what was it, like Bentyl and some other fucking antispasmodic bullshit or whatever. Thing is, though, that actually made things worse. And so I had to stop taking the crap. And then that's when they were like, well, maybe you have just some sort of constipation issue that you need to get over. So for now, we're going to prescribe you with this crap called Linzess and see if that helps you at all. So I started taking it, and it didn't really do much of anything. So we increased the dose to the max, and then it kind of somewhat helped at first, like for like the first day or two of taking it, and then it stopped working like completely again. And that's when they were like, okay, let's give you another laxative to go on top of that. So they're like, start taking Miralax doses every day too. Why not? And you can probably already see where I'm going with this. It started to just turn into an absolute downward spiral, and like it was like an endless cycle. A cycle that, if I'm being honest, I still kind of deal with to this day, but I guess not to the extent that I used to, which is somewhat of a plus, but you know, I'll get into that. So with taking all this Miralax and whatnot and the Linzess and all that stuff, I was trying to just make myself go like at like a consistent flow, right? So I wouldn't be getting all backed up and everything. And even with doing that, things still were not getting resolved, really. It was more of just like a temporary fix, a band-aid, if you will. And I didn't want a fucking band-aid. I wanted to just feel better, not some freaking bullshit that was like, oh, you know, this is okay, I guess. Like, no, I wanted to fucking feel better again. I wanted to go back to how I was before all this freaking bullshit. But it just didn't end up being the case, I suppose. After a while of just going back and forth to my stomach doctor, at some point, she just gave up on me, and she didn't know what the fuck to do anymore. And I, um, that's when I started to see my GI doctor about all of it. And, um, he was like, well, there's all these tests that we can do and whatnot. But in the meantime, let's just, you know, give you these meds and all that stuff. And every med that he gave me, none of the crap ever worked, really. Sometimes it actually made things just worse. And so, yeah, it ended up becoming a huge problem of me abusing laxatives, because anytime I ate anything, my stomach would feel absolutely awful, like I would have to get stuff out of me. And so I would eat and then pretty much starve myself the rest of the fucking day and just take laxatives. It was so horrible, and I did that like every day for so long, and that resulted in me being like malnourished, um, and just being in fucking awful pain and discomfort 24/7. And that resulted in me pretty much just hating life, and not seeing any of my friends, treating my family like garbage, because I always felt like garbage. So I just retaliated all that anger and sadness and frustration, even though they didn't deserve it. But that's how it was. And it didn't take until February of 2024, I don't think, for them to diagnose me with something finally. I was diagnosed with dysynergic defecation, um, which, if you don't know what that is, just do your research, I guess. But basically, uh, things with my colon just were not working with, you know, other things. And so I just could not naturally move my bowels at all. They're just fucked, right? And so I was like, well, what the fuck can be done about that? You know, we have the diagnosis, so it's got to be freaking something that we can do, right? They were like, well, you can do physical therapy, pelvic floor therapy, and that can help. It's helped a lot of people. And so I was looking into it, and a lot of people had positive things to say about the physical therapy, but it wasn't something that was satisfying me, I guess. I didn't really see it as like it being good enough. Because there were people that were like, oh, I still deal with like my bad days and all that stuff. It's not like perfect or whatever, but it's better than before. I was like, that doesn't sound very good for me, but I have no choice. I have to try it, because if I don't, then these doctors are not gonna fucking help me anymore. So I have to fucking try. And so I did. And even while doing the pelvic floor therapy, things just were bad. Things weren't getting better, wasn't feeling any better, and I was still abusing laxatives because it was the only way my body would actually get anything out of me. And it wasn't just Miralax at this point that I was abusing. I was abusing enemas. I was abusing magnesium citrate. I was abusing all sorts of shit. And trying multiple supplements, multiple diet changes. Um, Even trying to exercise more, and it got to the point where I couldn't even exercise anymore. It was that bad. The pain was that bad. I could hardly even get up and do anything, be a human being. I couldn't even do it anymore. And so I was just pretty much ready to give up on life, if I'm being honest. Going back and forth to the hospital like every week or so just got so irritating, so frustrating, kind of like demoralizing in a way, if that's the right word to use. Um, because I just didn't feel like a person anymore. I felt like a fucking freak. I felt like someone that just didn't deserve to be alive anymore. And that's when everybody really started to worry about me and my mental health and just my future in general. Um, and I I went on such a fucking shitty ass journey with all the fucking doctor shit and all that crap, and not fucking talking to my friends like I used to. It was just so fucking awful. And because of that, I missed out on a lot of time. And hell, even before all this crap started with me, I was still dealing with other medical issues before, like my bad back, my bad neck, my, you know, uh, issues with medications, um, my strep throat shit, my esophagus disease that I had, and maybe I still have it. I don't fucking know anymore. Um, all that shit. So I missed out on a lot of years in my life. Um, so it's just fucking absolutely fucking awful. And I believe it was 2021. Um, it got to a point where I got to a point in life where even before all this shit that's currently been happening with me, um, it was still bad like back then, and I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be around anymore. Um, so I was planning on, you know, doing something that I would probably regret or whatever. But I ultimately ended up not doing that. And instead, I decided to go out with my mom to her friend's place where I would hang out with my mom's friend's daughter, and who I've known since we were like kids, I guess. But back then, we were just like kind of stupid and all that shit, and we did a lot of stupid shit, I suppose. We used to annoy each other and all that crap, and used to like beat each other up and shit. Typical ass little kid shit, I suppose. Um, but I was just really out of it that day, and I don't really remember what initiated the conversation. I think it was my dad, but I think he offered for her to like spend the night or whatever at our place. And I was up for it because to be honest, that night was like really fun, and it really helped me with taking the edge off. And for the first time in a long time, I felt some sort of joy, I suppose. And she was up for the idea too, and everybody was in agreement with her spending the night, and so she did. And um, we ended up talking a lot about things and playing shit and watching shit and just honestly getting a lot closer and whatnot. Um, which still to this day, I'm not sure if I regret or not. Part of me kind of does, part of me doesn't. And the reason why is because we ended up dating um, a little after seeing each other and like getting to know each other more and all that shit. Um, but you know, things were fun at first, I suppose, with like the relationship stuff and everything. All the fun sort of things that come out of a relationship is kind of what it was. It was, just that. Uh, but things ended up not really working out because me and my family ended up getting COVID, and that meant that I couldn't see her for quite a while, longer than I had anticipated. We had COVID for like a month, maybe. During this whole time that we had COVID, she was talking with some other guy, um, who she had mentioned before while we were dating, and that they were just friends. But me being the paranoid, anxious person that I tend to be at times, I had a feeling that it was more than that, and there wasn't really a whole lot that I could do about it because I couldn't see her all the time. And with this whole COVID shit happening, I wasn't able to see her at all. So everything was just completely out of my hands. Um, and one day, uh, her energy towards me started to change a bit. And I noticed that, and I started, asking if she was all right. And she was obviously saying, like, yeah, everything's fine. But she said it very, like, unconvincingly. She said it in, like, a somewhat, like, annoyed way, like if I had hurt her or something. I don't know. So I was a little worried, and sure than shit, a few days later, I believe, after, I think it was like literally the same day that I hung out with my friend Andrew, literally that same afternoon, actually, I think it was the evening, she texts me and says that she doesn't want to do this anymore. And it, it kind of put me in a mental state of shock and anguish, sorrow, um, because it really felt like everything around me was like starting to fucking crumble and shit. Because she was my best friend, she was like everything to me, you know. Uh, we were each other's first relationship. We were each other's first ever kiss and all that shit. And we shared so many memories, so many good times. And we we related so much. We had so much in common. We liked a lot of the same things. And so I thought that we were like meant to be, right? But I guess it was just too good to be true. Um, and I didn't really know what I did either, because I never picked fights with her. I never really argued with her. I never hurt her or did anything to her without, you know, like, so like asking or whatever, like if we were gonna like do anything, you know, kind of intimate or romantic or whatever, I'd always ask if she wanted to do it, and she'd say yeah. So I never really knew that there was a problem, and there would be times when she would even initiate it. So I never really expected anything to end up being so wrong. And I guess it was. And that was years ago, literally 2021, I believe, when that shit ended. It literally started and ended in the same fucking year. Um, and after the relationship ended, I tried my best to convince her to, change her mind and come back to me, which honestly, looking back at that, it's a little embarrassing, but it's an understandable reaction because I just didn't want to lose her. I really didn't. Because she was, like I said, she was like literally everything to me. And everything that we did, everything that we shared, it was just like the most important thing to me in my life. And it was just taken away. And I didn't want to accept that, I guess. She was like, I think we are honestly just better off being friends. And I tried my best to convince myself that that could work. And it didn't, obviously. Because things just weren't the same after we split up, and it was very obvious. And during this whole time, she was screwing with some other guy and not telling me. And even still to this day, she never apologized. Which I guess kind of put me in like a bit of a mood, which still like kind of lingers in the back of my head somewhere. Kind of makes me feel ugh, like, I took accountability for things that I fucking did or whatever. Like, I took accountability for the fact that we both weren't really in our best mental states when we were dating, and I should have realized that, and I shouldn't have, started anything to begin with. But voice crack. But it is what it is. It happened, right? Can't fucking change that. Anyway, while we were trying our best to just be friends, we were talking less. We didn't call each other our cute nicknames anymore. We didn't voice chat anymore. We didn't really hang out like we used to anymore. And even when we did, something always felt off, something always felt missing, and it just didn't feel right anymore. Um, and that feeling just would not, it just would not go away. I couldn't fucking take it anymore. And so one day, I think it was literally Halloween, I got some intel that she was dating some other guy, uh, even after telling me that she wasn't ready for a relationship. And that really hurt me because that meant that not only did she lie to me, but she was keeping that secret with her that entire time and never said anything about it. If she had said something about it, sure, I would have still, you know, I would have still been upset. I still would have, been very depressed, pissed off, frustrated, anxious. Excuse me. All that. But, um, it would have been, the right thing to do, but she didn't do it. And so it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, I suppose. And after I found out about that, I texted her and I asked her um, what was going on, what was up, whatever. And she was just like brushing me off, pretty much being like, look, I'm tired, all right, whatever. I just want to fucking go to bed and all that shit. And that's when I started getting really annoyed. And eventually in the conversation, I kind of confronted her a little bit about the stuff. And I even asked her, did you ever love me to begin with? And she said, no. No, I never did. I never did. And that that is what ended up breaking me. So what I ended up doing, I blocked her on everything. And I was talking to my friend Matt at the time about all of it. I was talking to him about all of it, and it upset me so much that I couldn't stop thinking about it. I got to the point where I started smoking weed and taking edibles and stuff like that. Anything to try to get my mind off of it. And there were times when it was fun. There were other times when it was just depressing because I just couldn't get my mind off of her. And I knew that I was pretty much forcing myself to get my mind off of her by taking that shit and doing all that. And I hated the fact that I was doing that, because for the longest time I told myself I don't want to ever fucking smoke weed. I don't want to ever do anything like that. And I ended up giving in. All because of a fucking girl. Sounds really fucking stupid and immature, but that's honestly the truth. That's why I fucking did it. After a while though, I eventually started to like get over it a bit, and um I think it got to like some point where I believe she started like talking to her mom and my mom about how she like missed me or some shit. And I started feeling pretty confused because why would she be saying all this freaking shit after the bullshit that she put me through and all the bullshit that she fucking said to me? Like, why would she even fucking say that? She knows that that's gonna freaking fuck with me. Surely, right? But I played along a little bit and I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Let's go fucking see what this is all about. So it was December of the same year, maybe. Was it 2021? I actually don't remember. I think it was, but I could be wrong. I decided I wanted to go to see her and I guess make up, sort of. You know, try to get over the past, things like that. I don't know, make amends, right? Uh, when I went, though, we didn't really fully make amends, I want to say, because she never took accountability for anything that she did. It felt more like I was the one apologizing, when in reality, I never did anything wrong. So, I don't know why I even did that, but I did. Fucking stupid, man. So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Anyway, her new boyfriend at the time ended up showing up, and right off the bat, I did not like him. And I knew that they were not a good fit for each other. They had nothing in common. Nothing. They had nothing in fucking common. They didn't click at all. They didn't fucking match each other's energy at all. There was no connection whatsoever. There was nothing. And yet they ended up dating longer than us by like about a fucking year or so. I just didn't fucking get it. But I ended up putting on a freaking facade, acting like I got over everything with her and that we were all friends and all that shit again. And we weren't. I knew deep down that we weren't. At least that's how I felt. I just wanted to get back at her. And so I did. It took a while, but I did. I ended up getting closer to her again, and she introduced me to a group of friends that she had at the time in a group chat on Discord. It was her and her boyfriend at the time, and then his friends, 3 of them. two of which I'm still friends with to this day. And one of them, I'm not like exactly friends with, but I'm I'm on like good terms with them, I guess, because we kind of had a bit of a rough patch, but we ended up making up and things are all good now. So, but basically, my plan was to get close with them and then expose her to them so that they all turn on her and leave her in the fucking dust, basically. I thought, deep down that that would suffice and that would satisfy me, and I'd be able to move on knowing that I got back at her for what she did to me. And long story short, her friends did end up leaving her. They ended up picking my side over hers because me and those friends ended up connecting more. It turns out that they didn't really like her that much to begin with, and that they felt that there was something, already off with her. Um, so I thought, I win. This is a good thing. This is a victory. I got revenge and I made really good friends out of it. So why is there still this part of me that feels fucking broken and missing? And if I'm being honest, it's because a part of me still loved her, while the other part said to me that she's a piece of shit. And so it was this conflict, this fucking battle pretty much in my head and all that shit. A battle that I never really fought with anybody else. I never asked for anybody's help with it. I never talked to anybody about it. I struggled with that battle all by myself because I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want people to think that I was a weirdo, an idiot, an embarrassment, a disappointment, someone that just can't fucking get over the past. But here I am, right? I just wanted things to work out with us so badly. So badly. Still, even right now, I feel like there's something missing. And I know it's missing. But unfortunately, that void is never going to be filled. After her friends left her and we all blocked her, um, it was just me and those friends. And things were going pretty well and whatnot. But then all that shit in 2023 happened with my stomach, my constipation issue, all these medical problems just started getting so much worse. And it really made me think about life a lot. And a part of me told myself that I want my best friend back. And so here I am in July of 2024. On July 4th, I ended up bringing myself back into her life, which is probably a stupid decision, knowing me, but trying my best to just sleep on it, I suppose. Because I know that deep down, nothing will ever be the same again. Before I ended up bringing myself back into her life, though, I was going through this hellish journey of trying to get through this constipation issue of mine, which ended up resulting in me getting a life-altering surgery, a colectomy surgery. And now I have to live with a bag for the rest of my life. Whether it remains a colostomy bag or it ends up being an ileostomy bag. Either way, I have to have a bag for the rest of my life. And at first, that was something I was content with. But now, it's honestly been making me more depressed than ever before. Because I've developed an eating disorder because of it. Even still to this day, I have to take laxatives. I just don't take them as extremely as I used to. I only take like a dose or two of Miralax a day. So nowhere near as crazy as like the crap that I dealt with before. And I have my off days. I have days that are kind of tolerable. And I have days that are just really, really bad. And thinking about it when those days are really, really bad, it makes me think about the past and the future. Specifically, with the past, it makes me think about the good times. The good times that I wish could have stayed, or that I could relive. But I'll never see those days again. I'll never see those days again. I'll never feel that joy again. And I've already accepted that. But it doesn't make things feel any better. And even and even fucking even freaking now, even with the having the surgery and everything, I still deal with problems, just not as extreme as before, I guess. So I just try to tell myself, this is good enough. And that, I'm just gonna have some off days. But those off days happen every week. They still happen often. Maybe not every day, but they happen enough to where it affects me. It hurts me, and it makes me think. And when I think about the past, when I think about the future, it sends me down into this abyss. And once I start falling down into that abyss, it's hard to crawl out of it. When it comes to the future, I think to myself, when my parents are gone, what am I going to do? How am I ever going to date anybody ever again? Nobody's going to want to be with me. And like, fucking look at me. Fucking malnourished. Fucking skinny as hell. You know, well, I've been trying to work out, but not. Ugh. I'm fucking skinny as absolute hell. 5'6". And I have a fucking colostomy bag. It's just such a freaking mess, man. Nobody's gonna wanna fucking be with me, man. Nobody. It just kind of fucking sucks. I told myself that I'd feel better just having my best friend back. And even though she is back in my life, it's not enough. I want something more. Not really out of her specifically, but just in general. I want to feel that love again. But I know that deep down I'm just not ready to be in a relationship because of all the shit that I'm going through. And I know being in a relationship isn't everything, but it felt like everything to me at the time. It did. And so right now I just kind of don't really know what to do besides just ride the waves, keep living the same days, just see what happens, just go with the flow of the ocean, see where things take me, I guess, and just breathe. It's not always that easy though, is it? I can tell anybody that. Anybody can tell me that. But what choice do I have? Right? I can't just fucking sit and complain all the time. I can't just fucking sit and wallow. But I can't be happy either. Yesterday, I hung out with her, and it was a bad day. I won't lie. The 4th of July was different. It was fun. We made amends, sort of. She still didn't really take full accountability of the things that she did, but I felt that at the time she took enough accountability to where I was satisfied. looking back, I don't think I am. Don't think I was. But yesterday, I decided to hang out with her because I just wanted to try to get this connection again, to go back to being how we were before, like close friends and everything, just trying to build the bond, right? That didn't really go as well as I planned. We hung out, obviously, watched some stuff, listened to music, talked about some random shit, hugged, all that stuff. But then she starts voice chatting with people in a Discord server. And she was like, "Oh, are you okay if I do that?" And I was like, um, yeah, sure, I guess so. You can do whatever. She was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I'll be muted, and I'll still talk to you and stuff. I'm just gonna be sitting here while I'm like smoking and all that with them." I said, "Okay, sure, you do whatever. I'm not gonna fucking stop you, I guess." So she did, but even though she was muted, it didn't really matter. She ended up unmuting anyway and fucking talking to them anyway. The point is the fact that we were supposed to be hanging out and talking about things and catching up more, watching things, playing things, doing whatever together. And pretty much that whole fucking time, she's just talking with other people, whether it was in a fucking voice chat or through text. And it really bothered me. But I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to open a can of worms. I didn't want to upset her because that's just how I am. I don't like expressing my feelings to chicks. I don't. Because doing that shows vulnerability. It shows weakness. Even though I guess I'm doing it right now, but still, you get my point. I didn't want to show any weakness. I didn't want to show any vulnerability because I didn't want her to look down upon me like she has before. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make things awkward. I didn't want there to be any bad energy, bad blood, anything like that. But that didn't help anything. It didn't help anything. We ended up going on a walk and, went to our spot that we, I guess, usually go to. We just sat there, listened to music, and took pictures together. And then the guy that she's currently dating decides to call, and they start talking and all that shit while we're hanging out. And at that point, that's when I really thought to myself, is any of this even fucking worth it? Like, really? Am I just being a fucking idiot? Or like a simp or whatever? Because is this just absolutely fucking retarded to be doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I here right now? Why did I come back? Things are never going to be the fucking same. She can say that she's changed. I can say that I've changed.
I can say that a lot of things have happened. She can say that a lot of things have fucking happened. She can say that the past is the past. I can say the past is the past. Doesn't fucking matter. Was it a fucking stupid decision? Maybe it was. Maybe I should have just left things the way that they were. Maybe I should have never came back into her life. Maybe I should have just never dated her to begin with. Should have never fallen in love, I guess. Because it fucking sucks. It sucks a lot. I can't fucking lie. A lot of sleepless nights. Oh, it's just so fucking dumb. Because there's just so much more to life. There's so much more to life than fucking love, man. There is. But it doesn't feel complete without it. Fucking hell, dude. The worst part is that this fucking guy, she freaking tells me that, you know, she just wishes that she could be with a guy that actually loved her and actually cared about her, actually treated her like a fucking human being instead of just using her. That's who I was. That's how I was. I loved her. I cared for her. I treated her like a human being. We fucking talked about everything together. All the other fucking guys after me were just worse. Just kept getting fucking worse and worse and worse. The first guy fucking sucked. Second guy was a cheating piece of fucking shit. And you got fucking this guy who's fucking around with other chicks and doesn't really seem to give a flying fuck about her. He just seems like all he wants out of her is fucking sex. Yet, she doesn't really seem to give a fuck. And she just... My fucking gosh, man. Oh my god. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, how can you be so blind, man? Everything that I ever fucking did for her. So much fucking better than everything that any other guy has ever fucking done for her. Oh yeah, sure, they've bought in her shit. So fucking what? It's fucking money. Don't fucking buy love with money. I gave her more. Fucking... I gave her my fucking life, basically, man. She was a part of my fucking family, dude. My family saw her as one of us. She was so special, not just to me, but to everybody. And sure, everybody can say, oh, well, she was just young and dumb. You both were young and dumb. And yeah, I already know that both of us, we weren't exactly in the best mental states, but it doesn't change the fact that what happened happened. It doesn't change the fact that There was so much potential. There was so much left of the story. So much, so much left. There was so fucking much left, man. It just fucking ends. It just fucking ends like that. Just so fucking quickly. And of course, after it fucking ends, my whole goddamn world just starts to fall the fuck apart. No fucking sleep. Fucking stupid ass medical issues and shit. All this fucking bullshit with this surgery and this healing and this fucking physical pain and fucking mental anguish. I know it's something that I will recover from someday. I have to. It's how we work as human beings. We can't just fucking hold grudges and be locked in our heads forever, right? But the thing is, I'm 21 years old, and at this point in my life already feels like it's over, and I've hardly accomplished anything. I'm not trying to sound like a dramatic piece of shit, even though I've said all the things that I've already said in this fucking video that are already dramatic as hell. But with all the shit that's happened with me medical wise and everything, it just feels like my life has already fucking ended. It feels like I got a second chance, and that the second chance isn't even much of a second chance. It just feels like some fucking pity bullshit. Like, oh yeah, here, you can have somewhat of a life back, but it's still gonna fucking suck. It just won't suck as bad as before, but it's still gonna really fucking suck. That's where I'm at right now. Question whether or not I even have a best friend anymore. I want I want a fucking girlfriend again, but at the same time, I feel deep down that it's just not even worth doing or having, whatever. And I keep feeling all this fucking pain. Some days are just worse than others, I guess. Maybe yesterday was just one of those off days. Maybe I'm overreacting. That's what I try to tell myself. But each time that I tell myself it's an overreaction, the more I react. So, I don't know. I guess I just have to wait and see what happens in my life, right? For all we know, I'll get over everything and everything will just end up being okay. Who the fuck am I kidding? It's not gonna be okay. When the fuck does it ever end up being okay? You know? You ever just put in so much time and effort into something, so much dedication into something? You just feel like your life is nothing without it. And then it just fades. And now it's gone. And now you feel like you've just wasted a good portion of your fucking life. Yeah, well, that's me right now. I feel like I've wasted a pretty big fucking chunk of my life. I feel like a fucking loser because of it all. Now, some guys would probably just tell me, oh, just go to the fucking gym. Get in fucking shape. That works for some guys. It doesn't work for me. I thought it would too, because I used to do that. I used to go to the gym. I used to work out a lot. At some point, it just became numb to me. And now I hardly even care about it anymore. Hardly even fucking care about it anymore. Someday, somehow, I have to bounce back and take a good hard look at everything and say, things could be so much worse and things will get better. And you'll find a girl that'll love you again. And it'll be much better than what you ever had before. I just don't know how much longer I have in me to wait. I don't know how much longer I have in me to wait. Been playing this fucking game for years now. Fucking middle school. Fucking high school. Even after fucking high school. All these fucking games with relationships. All these fucking games with dudes and bitches and everything, man. I can't fucking take it anymore. I just can't fucking take it anymore. And on top of that, all the freaking shit going on with me, my fucking personal life of freaking medical garbage, it just doesn't fucking make anything any fucking better. Struggling financially. The world around me is fucking burning to the goddamn ground. This country is sinking itself into a fucking bottomless pit. Everybody's a fucking idiot, all out for themselves. There's no fucking compassion anymore. There's no fucking love anymore. Just isn't. Nobody fucking cares anymore. It's hard to make friends. It's hard to love somebody and have it actually mean something. Oh my fucking gosh. I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm tired. I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep and wake up to a better tomorrow. Or sleep and not wake up to anything. At this point, I don't know which one is better. If anybody's even watching this late in the video, just know that I'm sorry. We're even talking about all this freaking shit. Must seem fucking stupid. That's because it is. But aren't we all just kind of fucking stupid sometimes? Don't we all just say shit that we shouldn't say or think things that we just shouldn't fucking think, but we do anyways because we're human beings with emotions? Emotions always fuck up everything, don't they? To my friends, though, to the ones that have stuck by me through all this fucking hell that I've been going through, whether in my love life or in my medical life, just in general, just want to say that I love you guys, my brothers. we're we're the fucking four horsemen. One of my best friends, Alex. One of my best friends, Anthony. One of my best friends, Lizzie. They've been, well, they've been there for me through all of this. A couple other friends too. My friend Andrew as well. They've helped me through a lot of this. Without them, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. Because I know that deep down I wouldn't be man enough to do all this by myself. I know I wouldn't be. Anyway, for those who are watching at this point, thank you. If you're not watching at this point, I understand. It's a long fucking video. It's a fucking movie, basically. Just some fucking dumbass, depressed fucking Canadian just sitting here just spewing a bunch of shit about his own fucking personal life. A lot of people probably won't even fucking care, and that's okay. Because if I'm being honest, I wouldn't really fucking care either. But I had to get some shit off my chest, I suppose. But yeah. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hopefully the rest of this year gets better, not just for me, but for everybody, I guess. I'm gonna go fucking listen to music and suffer playing Catherine, probably. I might draw something later or tomorrow. I don't fucking know. I might start streaming on Twitch soon as well. I might start doing more vlog stuff. I have no idea. I went to Legoland recently, so I might show off my stuff that I got from there, some photos, also just my Lego collection in general. I might also show off stuff in my room, like my figure collection over here, and you see like there's some maybe just hanging on the fucking wall, my plushes, my posters and stuff. And why? Because why not? I'm just fucking bored. Bored, lonely, sad. What other reason? Right? I'm not trying to like do this shit for money or clout. I'm just fucking bored and lonely and sad. I could also show off some of the drawings that I've done. I actually have one in front of me right here that I drew. It was actually last year, a month after all this bullshit with me medically started. I even like framed it. Hopefully the camera can actually see it good, or at least good enough. This is supposed to be me, and this is supposed to be my friend Lizzie. Because we share the same like birthday sort of shit. Her birthday is the 8th of April, my birthday is the 9th of April, so we kind of call it Liz and Esther Day. And I decided to make this drawing for us on our birthdays. Because back then, I had a crush on her, and we were considering dating at some point, but that didn't really end up happening. Because if it did, I probably wouldn't be even making this video, because I'd probably just be with her being hopefully happier, but well, it's probably best that we stay friends anyway. If we do end up dating in the future, I mean, could be cool to try, but yeah, it's probably for the best that we just stay friends. I guess it's just more chill this way anyway. But but yeah. Sorry for all the rambling, and sorry for just the random video drop of me saying all this shit or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'll see you guys in another video, hopefully. So yeah, I'll see you guys.